Hey, good morning. It's February, sometime in the year of 2017. It's probably gonna be the last sunny day of this week, but I just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek at the new chicken run that I built around the pre-existing roosting box and coop, and they're gonna be a lot happier, I think. But I don't think they're really interested in that so much as they are about getting their feed on, getting their feedly feeds. Look at that. I think I like it just because I can actually walk in there and do clean out and whatnot. I really should have shot a video of this, of building it, doing the tear down. This is the old one right here, and I used what I had. But this thing was it was a different configuration when I went and picked it up. I found it on Craigslist, and it was I don't remember the dimensions. I don't remember the roof pitch, but there was more than enough there for me to build what I needed to build and add it on to the pre-existing roosting box and coop there. Okay, I'm gonna get these girls their feed so they'll shut up for a minute. Here you go. Eat. Feed. Ow! 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 Jeez. Man, they are not messing around. So yeah, here it is. Yeah, found it on Craigslist. Somebody was moving from their house. They had this built. They had it actually built as an enclosure for their cat. I know. As an enclosure for their cat, and it was up against the house. So one side had no welded wire mesh. This is actually expensive stuff. If you go to any of your local hardware stores, grain and feed hardware stores, they're going to carry stuff like this. The cheapest being that hexagonal shaped chicken wire over there, or you can step it up for something that looks considerably nicer, and that's this stuff right here. It's welded wire, comes in multiple dimensions, up to 4x4 holes. I think this is 1x2, so it'll keep predators out. If you go with 4x4, there's a chance that the chickens will stick their heads through and predator will just come along and snatch right off. Chickens are very curious little creatures, and they'll check things out right up until they get attacked. And so yeah, I pretty much just tore the whole thing apart, brought it back in panels, and I tore all the panels apart and just totally redesigned this whole thing to fit my existing coop structure. And it's just big enough, and the way that I built it, I'll actually be able to add on in the future. So as we add to the flock, as we add to our flock, I'll be able to add on to this here, just like when I plan on adding on to the shop. I can come out another 12 feet, another 12-foot bay out, and just tear that siding off and add that to the new front, and then new siding on both sides and new roofing. Super simple to do that, easier than doing it to a stick built structure like my house. Same thing here. All I have to do is just add come out another well, if I want to have it look the same as the inside right here and use the same corrugated material, then I think this was I spanned these here 41.5 inches. I just split it, tried to be conservative with the material. I didn't want to treat it like I had an endless supply, and I'll be damned if I'm going to go pay a premium price on brand new cedar lumber. Anyway, so there it is. I thought you guys might want to see what I built and how things are going. Like I said, I think with this video I might actually put up still images from start to end, which, even though those were few and far between, I thought it was going to rain today, so I spent a whole lot of time of just getting this thing done, so that in case the rain started, I didn't bother with the camera and taking lots of pictures. I just want to get this thing done. And so for those of you interested in seeing how this goes together, sorry. But you can get a general idea of the construction. I pitched the roof at 15 degrees, if that helps you all out at all. I did it 8 feet long and just over about 6 foot deep, front to back. The door, I don't have my tape measure on me. I reached for my tape measure, it wasn't there. Sacrilege. You can see here on the ends, and you know, I didn't do this perfect. I did this real quick. I could have done this with my chop saw, but I didn't. I just set up some sawhorses out here, which you'll see in some pictures, and just went to town with my worm drive saw and my 2 drill guns. I don't even think I had a hammer out here, and everything's screwed together. You know, I cut up a lot of those 2x4s. I did a lot of sistering to make things all fit. Sistering studs together. You can see how I sistered studs to, you know, some of these offcuts right here, just to make certain boards long enough and tie it in. And what's nice is that when I move this, all I have to do is remove those 2 boards in the corner tops over there, the 2 corner boards in the bottom over there, and this can actually lift off. The whole Coop run will lift off. I can move it somewhere else, and then I can pick that up with someone else and lift that over somewhere else, and then screw it all back together and done. It's not as convenient as a chicken tractor, but when you have 16 plus chickens, a tractor just doesn't make sense. You know, if you got a few chickens, you know, that's well and good, but you'll find pretty quickly that if you have a family and you only have a few chickens, that you know, 2 or 3 just doesn't cut it, and you'll want more. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna put the mesh on here. I'll take some pictures for ye, and you'll see the end at the end. I'm lucky enough to have my lovely wife out here right now, Brittany, to videotape me while I'm doing a little bit of this mess. We don't have a camera yet for doing YouTube videos, so we're just doing this right off of our iPhone 6s, which, you know, hey, we woke up in America today, so every day is a good day, and if that's my only complaint, well, it's good to be in America.
Jeez.
I'll tell you what, I was a little bit skeptical about getting this 2-in-1 brad stapler, brad nailer and stapler from Harbor Freight, 18 gauge. I took other people's advice from watching other videos, like many of us have, and I didn't settle for the nails that they had there. I'm sure they'll get you by. I'm stapling with 1/4 inch by 1 inch long crown staples to nail on or staple on this iron mesh, welded wire mesh. And I was skeptical at first, but it's bearing the staples. It's bearing them real good, and it's sucking this mesh tight to the wood, which is exactly what I needed to do. I went over to Lowe's. I'm a victim of convenience, like most folks that have a hardware store nearby their home. And I went down there and I just picked up, I think they had Hitachi brand 1/4 inch crown staples by 1 inch long again. And it was, I think it was a pack of 1,000 staples, and they were $7, so the price is right, and stepped it up in the brand quality. And just remember to, you know, keep it oiled every time you use it. You know, drop in a couple, 2 to 3, at least 3 drops of oil in there before you get started, and always put that cap back on. It's got this little cap that goes right back over the air valve on the bottom of your nailer, and you know, if it doesn't have it, well, damn. But this one does, so try to keep that valve clean, keep it oiled before every use, and you know, you can knock it if you want, but for $15 you can't go wrong. Beauty.
Hi, Mommy.
What are you doing, baby?
It's donuts, Mommy.
coming, man.
Yeah, there's guys like that.
Usual daytime radio sounds coming out of the shop for me is the Joe Rogan podcast, the JRE podcast. It is hilarious if you can handle a little bit of language, like a man. A little bit of language, but damn it, it's funny. His guests have to run the gamut of humanity. I'm pitching the Joe Rogan podcast because he really needs my help. He's got everything from his fellow comedian friends and MMA fighters to scientists and biologists and big game hunters, world class from around the world, nutritionists, you name it. And the podcast run up to 3 hours long. He had Lance Armstrong on his podcast, one-on-one for like 2.5 hours, and you get down to business in that interview. It was amazing. You know, because usually when you see anybody famous on any kind of TV spot or newscast or whatever, it's 5 minutes. 3 of those minutes are taken up by commercials. So do you really think you get the full story in 2 minutes? No, you don't. So tune in to the JRE podcast, Joe Rogan Experience. Hilarious. Anyway. Looking good. Look at that noise. Getting it wrapped in the welded wire action. Got the tail to cut off up there, and got a seam right there, so that's why I added that 2x4 in, and I had a seam of in the wire mesh, so I added a 2x4 in right there. Still all the reclaimed cedar. And I think on the back, I'm going to add this paneling. This was the old roof when it was just a flat top. I'll give them a little extra barrier from the rain. The rain in our area comes up. Normally, the wind and rain comes up from the southwest, and it blows that way towards the northeast. When it comes the other direction through the gorge and down through here, it gets very, very cold. But most commonly, wind is blowing from that way, the southeast, up through into the northeast, through our area. So. thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There will be more to come, and hopefully I'll actually shoot video of the process of putting things like this together, and some actual things that I do for a living, like, you know, build furniture and home decor. So we'll see you around. Thanks.